welcome to Midgardi RPG. My name is Karu, and we're here today with Tales of Omeria, Hand of the Eight. Speaking of Hand of the Eight, there is currently a Kickstarter going on from DM Dave, the writer of Hand of the Eight, who's redoing it. Yeah, I know. And has a Kickstarter up called Pexia's Guide to Omeria with a campaign guide for the Omeria setting, plus a complete overhaul of the adventure we're running, including beautiful maps. I've seen a couple of like previews and they look awesome. If only they were out now. But yeah, go check it out because there's like 44 hours left to it. We already backed it. You got to back it too. Anyways, also we're sponsored by Roll20, which is where we're playing this game. Roll20 is a free tabletop solution for playing tabletop games, not video games. You can use animated backgrounds and make it video gamey.
Meh.
Eh.
But yeah, it's free to make an account. You can play games, not just 5th edition, Pathfinder, anything you can think of pretty much. There's like hundreds of sheets already made. It's got a pretty good system for rolling dice and making your characters and playing as soon as possible. Hey, even if you're back to playing in person, you can still like use this to project the maps. And they're working on a new app so that you'll be able to like roll on your sheet from your phone. So you can have like your sheet on your phone and then someone has the map on a screen, which is pretty cool. So check it out, and thanks for the sponsorship. Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Matt?
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Victor, the human antiquarian.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm playing Nala, the dwarf monk.
Nina?
Is that me? Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Nina. I'm playing Minfi, the gnome paladin.
Hi, I'm Sho. I'm playing Merrick Tinkerton, the armorer artificer. And no, Minfi and I are not related. Maybe.
Maybe.
What? You mean if people are the same race, they're not immediately automatically related?
I think we're talking
It's
more
more like
about
if
they very much look like siblings in the art.
yeah. And honestly, Merrick will definitely take advantage of that.
They even have the same earrings.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
forgot about that.
Hi, I'm Zayo. I'm playing River of Twilight. She is a voice in the dark bard and an Arnetikos tiefling. And that's all your players, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the art. It's been a while.
I know, I was
It
thinking the same
has.
thing.
Speaking of the art, it is done by K-Ball Pinata, and it is freaking awesome. She's
Amazing.
always open for commissions, so go commission her your own character, and then it'll be as awesome as these.
Not quite, but close.
And you can find her on Twitter, Instagram. Link will be on the screen and in the description of this video. Okay. When we last left off, you all were chasing Mega across the desert, trying to get him before someone else. Unfortunately, you realized, perhaps a bit late, that one of the people going after him was a bit out of your league. You gave him a good run for it, though. Honestly, you got pretty close to making it really hard for this guy to steal Mega from you. And thanks to your intervention, you saved the ship that was going to crash into the basically black hole that was Cola. So that was awesome. You got to sail back to Castlegrasp on a airship, which you returned to the owners, and you were paid handsomely and given paid for lodgings in the Violet Xar. Wait, no, that's not what it was called. Sar is the castle. Um, the vague Olive Inn. There we go. And I will switch you guys over to the Castlegrasp map, and this is one of the previews from the Kickstarter, the revamped Castlegrasp map.
Very pretty.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Pretty.
It's so big.
So big.
Now you can actually actually it's the same size as the map we had.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
now
just-
you can see, like, it's easier to imagine things because the other one's just like blocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one actually has the details of what everything is, so it's a bit easier. Like, I actually still have the old map underneath it, so let me just back.
No. Go back to the new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really hard to read that green part as like not a lake.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, it was like, oh yeah, that's a lake, right? No,
Nope.
no, it's a garden.
Not at all.
It's a garden. Also, really easy to tell now where the Violet Xar is. The palace.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys had some downtime. Did anyone do anything interesting during that downtime that I need to know of?
I thought I had, but it's been a while, so I don't remember.
Great.
Oh, wait,
knowing-
actually. I think I did. I think I wanted to make a pair of boots for Minfi, because Minfi was behind everybody else. So boots that would make her a little bit faster, move a little bit more, and maybe jump.
Okay. Jump like more than
More
she
or
could.
less. More or less to give her an additional 5 feet speed, so she's not
Yeah.
behind everybody else.
That'd be nice.
Okay. Sure. Why don't you give me a Tinker's Tool sec?
Can I just say, when
Okay.
Sho mentioned the whole jumping part, all I could imagine was
Moon-
Minfi wearing moon boots. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember those when you
Yes.
were a
Oh my
kid?
god, yes.
I do. I had them.
You had those? Oh god, you were one of those kids.
I was a 90s kid. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but you were the
Karu.
90s kid whose parents actually bought them moon shoes.
Oh no. Oh no. They didn't. I did. I saved up all of my allowance money for that. So
Fucking
Karu,
moon shoes.
Tinker's Tools. Do you want it? Do you want it to be Dex or Int base?
I think int.
Someone look up moon shoes to show Karu. Because I'm
I
streaming,
am
I
looking
can't.
it up.
Mm,
What
13.
the fuck? What the actual fuck, guys?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
They're like
Yeah.
little trampolines that you just strap onto your feet.
yeah.
I mean, the
Those
most
were-
awkward things ever.
Those were constantly on commercials. I still
Mhm.
remember
Love
that.
them.
Those did
Uh,
not reach where I lived. For
So-
some reason.
For
I wonder-
some
I'm guessing
They're
odd
pro-
reason.
security.
They're probably not all that fancy, but do they at least function with a 13?
13. I don't think you've gotten it to work yet. You have like the idea, but you tried it on and they were as awkward as the moon shoes look.
Hey! It was my first work. All right.
No,
It was
you're,
the
You got
first
the jump
take of
part,
it.
but you didn't get the rest to really work.
No, the
She's
thing
got like
is-
20 speed with them on.
I imagine he ended up making moon shoes, which don't work for speed when he should have been trying to make Heelys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? That'll be my next downtime thing. My next, like I said. But since I actually had it put together, the concept of it, maybe next time I'll do better.
Yeah. Like they weren't like a complete wash, just not really doing
You know
what
what?
Yeah,
you
they
do.
just seem a little
And
bit
how about-
more-
Would that mean that she had a 20-foot jump speed? Like instead of
had to like jump instead of run?
Boing,
Like, peak.
boing,
Leapfrog.
boing.
like peaked it up, so they could be used to like avoid stairs.
You have a 5% chance of falling on your face every 2 jumps.
5%. Wow. I would have said at least 15.
I was being reasonable.
You're being kind.
Eh. I will say, since we have some downtime, River would be basically collecting possible ingredients for cooking and shit that she can travel with. So that would be her downtime, is collecting more of that crap.
We would probably be spending some time just listening for any interesting rumors about treasures or anything else like that kind of floating around.
Nala wants to find out if she can find out any more about Birdman.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
She wants to be like, I almost had that asshole next
Can I-
time.
Not early.
Like,
come
I
with
was
you?
that close, man. I was that close.
Paula, can I come with you?
Yeah.
I might know some people that can help.
Oh, good. Yes. More the better. Yeah.
Okay. If both of you are going, one of you give me an investigation check with advantage.
Go for it, Nala.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Oh, better.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
nice.
almost had him.
Okay. There's a surprising lack of information about this person. They don't even really know if it's a male or a female even, because they tend to show up, find, like, track down who they're looking for, and then, like, retrieve, give, and what most people see is just the flock of blackbirds that follows them around. Um, they always work for someone. So it's not whoever they're working for, it's not that they wanted Mega. They definitely are going to be interested in taking Mega to someone that they were hired. Um, they're called the Blackbird because of the birds. You do find out that the magic item that they have, that, like, uh, glaive that you saw, is called the Eclipse Spear, and is apparently one of the reasons they're so good at tracking things, because it always finds its target.
I hate them already.
I would say the lack of information is itself information.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Some people, you hear that some people think that it's not that Blackbird works for different people, it's that Blackbird works for one entity and that they do their bidding.
Hmm.
Is it bad? I'm kind of hoping he just goes to the highest bidder and doesn't actually have, like, a boss.
I mean, that would
It's-
be
That'd be
ideal.
nice.
Yeah, but if he's got a boss, then that means loyalty.
You don't think it's the same? Shoot. The one that wants the book. You don't think that's their
It
boss?
might be, or it might be somebody
Who-
who's connected to them. I don't know which
Uh,
of those concerns me more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some sort of Julia or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That would be bad. Let's hope it's
That
not
would-
that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was typing something. Matt, what did you say your character was looking for?
He
Or doing?
was keeping an eye out for keeping an ear out for any kind of interesting rumors about anything treasure related. I think he also wanted to try to swing back by the magic dart and see if they have was it the boots of spider climbing or whatever? What's let you walk up walls?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I'm
Welcome
sorry.
back.
I pushed a button. I'm sorry.
It happens.
What did I push? I don't know what I pushed. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. It happens.
So sorry.
You're fine.
Boots of spider climb.
Ooh, spider climb boots. Nice.
His thought is that if there's any more tall towers to be scaled, that would be helpful.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So we got 1,000 gold together for the
Yes.
boat? Okay.
Yep.
So boots of spider climb.
Yep.
You wanna talk about that Kickstarter, Zoo?
I'm trying to type out all the shit that I was able to get with my kit, but sure, I can do that. Not doing anything. Thanks, Karu. Apology for the noise. But, we are going to be starting up a Kickstarter within the next few weeks, hopefully. More information will be on our Twitter, Midgardia RPG, and we've already released a bit of a teaser and a photo of what we're going to be doing, but to show it off first, you might recognize this one, but we're going to be doing pins. And we've had the rainbow one before, but what we got now is some more of them, because yay! Apologies if you hear the crinkling. You will have to deal for a minute. So, first of the new ones, Lesbian Flag, which the pinks will be altered very slightly to put a bit more contrast between the two pinks, because once they were made, they blended a bit. And then we have the bi flag. If my cam will focus on the correct thing. There we go. And then we have the trans flag. Come on. Come on, Cam. Focus. You have a job. Focus.
No focus, only blur.
There we go. So we got the trans.
At least yours focuses. Mine never focuses.
And then the final one, which I'm biased towards, obviously, is the ace flag. If the goddamn cam will focus. Come on. Why won't you focus? Are you biased towards the goddamn ace one? Is it too pretty to focus on?
Yes.
Ugh. God damn.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
But yay! So those will be the base 5 for the Kickstarter, but we also plan to have stretch goals to unlock more different flags, including a romantic, agender, demisexual, gender fluid, genderqueer, and non-binary, intersex, pansexual, and polyamorous. So we'll have those ones available. And hey, if we get a ridiculous amount more than all our planned stretch goals, maybe we'll add in more flags if people ask for them. We will see. I can't guarantee that, but we will see where it goes. And I'm still rambling because I'm also both excited and terrified and nervous for this whole entire thing.
It is exciting. Follow us on Twitter at MidgardRPG for more news, pictures. You can actually see. I accidentally posted it from my account. I'm gonna have to repost that. But we have the pinned tweet has a thread, and then down there you'll see the actual an actual photograph of the 5 initial pins. And we'll be posting giveaways. So follow us if you want a chance at a pin. Or stickers. We might include stickers in those. Both. Because the stickers are pretty great. I have one. And I can't show off the shininess because I don't have any lights on inside.
But if
they're
you're
holographic.
They're holographic.
Yeah, you can't really tell if there's no lighting to shine on it. Hold on. Wait, where's... Theo, what did you do with my... Okay, never mind.
The flashlight should be on your desk.
Yeah, I can't find my flashlight.
Look behind you.
With my flashlight. Nope, I can't find it.
Okay, well.
Cat may have toppled it somewhere.
It sounds like
It is his laser pointer as well, so he may have been playing and just toppled it. All right, so I did find the thing you were looking for. It takes you a while. I think you have to go deeper than last time into that magic shop to find what you're looking for. And that means it's pretty expensive.
Oh dear.
They're actually slippers. That's why it took me a while to find them. And they're 5,000 gold.
Ooh.
And they're
That's
sitting beside another actual set of boots that are listed as boots of striding and springing, which is exactly what
I'm doing
your
this from the
friend
ground up. I'm doing this from the ground
wants
up.
to make.
So I'm not gonna be spending 5,000 gold when I can do it myself. Thank you.
That's right.
I mean, you're still going to be spending quite a lot of gold. We'll have to calculate how much gold you spent on the first trial. But we'll leave that for later.
Mhm.
Okay, well, there you go. At least you know.
Something to shoot for.
Yeah. All right, and then you get the message that you have been summoned to the Violet Ixar.
Right?
And that's all you're told.
I hate it.
What do they want now?
I guess we go.
Yeah.
So,
We're starting to get this reputation of being
People.
reliable,
That's kind of
And-
weird.
capable.
Yeah.
I
They just
mean,
haven't met
it's-
us. They just hear the
it's nice.
rumors.
It's nice in the craftsman field, but also annoying.
Hey, you know what? I will be capable and relying because we got to stick together. We got to live, and we got to make sure Minfi's arm doesn't fall off. See, Nala is convinced.
I mean, if it really does fall off, I think I've got a spare somewhere.
okay.
Well, but it's
Appreciate-
special. It's special to her. So special to them, So
Oh my god.
I could probably make
I
one that
really
has a sword
appreciate
hidden in it.
that.
Will your arm fall off? If you swore
don't
right
know.
now, would it fall off? Or do you have to do
I
something a
don't-
lot worse?
I would hope there's something a lot worse because I've sworn a couple of times, and I mean they're not terrible words, but I really hope not.
I think it's like what they do. I think that's
Like
the big thing.
Yeah, I stubbed my toe once and I said the H word, and I mean, It didn't fall off, so I mean, I hope it's not that bad.
Wait, which H word?
Did you say heck? Because that doesn't count. That's not a swear.
Oh, doesn't it?
No.
Okay. Well,
Dude,
that's
we're
good.
going
That's
to have
good.
to...
That makes me feel better.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk.
No, no,
I-
no, no.
No,
But
no.
No.
I mean,
She's
there's-
allowed
but
to
there are
say
some-
heck. That's everything.
but
We're
there's
not
some really
testing
good
this.
draconic. There's some really good draconic words and a couple gnomish ones too.
No.
All right, so we go.
I mean, the last
Okay.
time I swore, my arm got blown off, but you know.
I don't think that was
I
really.
don't think
that's
it
a
had to do
valid
with the
time
swearing.
to swear.
No, it didn't, but it was still linked.
Still a valid time to swear.
Yeah.
Just trying to find something. Okay. All right. So the day of the meeting, which is basically the next day that you were after you were told that you had been summoned, a squad of 4 high-ranking stone arms comes to escort you. They lead you through the Orchard Park, which is the like grand park in front of the Violet Czar. As you're walking past the olive trees that line the stone path through the park, you see a glint of brass that catches your eye. Turning to look, you see resting in the grassy knoll, like 100 feet from the front of the Khan's palace, is a huge metallic bird, easily 75 feet long and 30 feet wide. Its body is seemingly made of equal parts polished brass and dark wood. Its eyes are made of dense tinted glass. As you get closer, you realize that this is actually a flying vehicle designed to look like a falcon. Painted over its wingspan are the red and blue colors of Odenburg. I am sure that
I probably
Merrick
know what. Yeah,
Oh,
immediately recognizes it.
you see Merrick just kind of push the thing to get his armor out, full helmet, and then turn around to start walking away.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa, where are you
no,
going?
no.
No.
All right.
You turn around to start walking away and slam into one of your one of the stone arms that are escorting you.
Dang it!
What's going on? Why did you react like that?
That's
What?
that's from the military.
Okay.
Yeah,
Put away the armor, maybe. It's
You
really rude to
recognize
say
it
that.
as a Dinzer Peregrine.
Have I actually worked on those before when I was still?
It's possible. You do know that it is one of the models that has been sold to the general public.
Oh.
You have to be really rich to have one of those,
Oh.
but there's quite a lot of nobles and people with money that also have these models because they're not combat ready
Well,
ish.
at least legally not supposed to be combat ready.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Now, the
mean
fact that
people-
they've got the red and blue colors of Odenburg means it belongs to someone from Odenburg, and yeah.
Let's
could
just
be
say
me.
I'm not a very big fan of people from Odenburg. Press the button and the armor retracts.
Aren't you from there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're not a fan of yourself?
I got out of Odenburg.
Doesn't change the fact you're from there.
Well-
Anyone in particular from there that you're not a fan of?
Sort of, but I'm not gonna name names right now. I'm just hoping that my luck isn't as bad as it might be.
I'm sure it's not.
Tap
It'll
the
be
middle
fine.
on your arm twice if you see one you really don't like.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna kind of give the escort a side eye, like, could I? And then be like,
I just start pushing him along. It's like, let's go, let's go.
As you enter the palace, you are brought to a side room where one of these stone arms moves forward and says, "You are about to meet the Khan. Before doing so, I hope I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. There are some rules you have to follow. First of all, I need you to hand over all your weapons, spell books, magical component bags, arcane focuses, and holy symbols, familiars and animal companions, and any other items." And now he's staring at Merrick. That might be used in battle.
Wait, what
Oh,
are we
boy.
meeting again?
The
Khan.
ruler
The ruler.
of Castlegrasp.
Yeah, you see Merrick sigh, unsling the crossbow, and take it apart real quick. Because he doesn't want it to be used against him in case that happens. Then you see him start pulling out
Do
a lot of
darts
shit.
count?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's get darts.
I have one question, just because this bag has all my like cooking stuff in it. It does include a couple knives. Do you just want me to take out the knives, or do you want me to leave the whole bag?
You can leave the bag. Everything will be returned to you just as you gave it to us.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Victor spends probably about 5 minutes pulling stuff out of all the pockets in the inside of his coat.
Oh my gosh, you're that scene.
You're
From-
that scene.
You're that scene.
I love
Here.
that trope. Thank you
I
so
love it.
much, Matt. It is one of my favorite tropes.
And while he's
That's a
doing
good
that,
one.
can he try to conceal his hand crossbow?
His crossbow is pretty big.
A hand crossbow?
Yeah,
And
I mean,
crossbow,
compared to like,
they're like pistols.
a
in terms
dagger.
of size.
yeah,
Okay.
compared to a dagger or something. You'd have to get a really high roll, and you might get in trouble.
Yeah,
Mm.
no.
I mean, it would be in his nature to normally try this, but he will reluctantly
You are
forego that
being
this time.
invited to see the ruler of this place, so
Yeah,
I'm
given the circumstances, he'll play along.
okay.
I'm also gonna take off my bag of holding, look at the escort, and be like, I've got a spare arm that's not altered. I'd rather not go in without an arm, so give me a second. And then I'm just gonna press the button,
Okay.
kind of unhook the arm from its parts. It's a lot more complicated than it should be, but that's kind of the point. Put it in, reach in, grab one that looks similar, but not quite as bulky, and then attach that.
Okay. All right. Once that is done, the stone arm continues.
Uh-oh.
1 second. Important call. Okay. Absolutely no magic may be cast within the Violet Xar unless it is performed by those the Khan deems worthy. No, you're not worthy.
Rude.
The character, sorry, you may not come within 30 feet of the Khan unless the Khan approaches you first. There will always be a minimum of 2 either militia or stone arms accompanying each of you at all times within the palace. The Khan himself is always protected by at least 3 of his personal bodyguards, the Granite Nine. And Minfi would recognize that as the top tier, high level stone arms that work inside the palace. You are not to directly address the Khan. Instead, you may address the Khan's personal bodyguard, Yusuf al-Hajam, who will then relay the message to the Khan. However, if the Khan addresses you directly, then you are free to speak to them. If you fail to follow any of these rules, you will be immediately arrested and incarcerated. Breaking any of these rules is considered high treason by the jury of Castlegrasp, and the minimum sentence for treason in Castlegrasp is 1 year in the Yard of Deterrence.
I got a question.
Yes.
Are we allowed to look at the con, or do we just stare at the floor? Do we bow? Sing a song?
I hope we don't sing a song. I'm not good at it.
Me either, but it just
A bow
yeah.
is required, yes, and staring is probably seen as pretty rude, even in normal
Well, I mean, are we
situations.
allowed to look at? Do we just look at his feet? Do we just look at the floor?
If you're speaking to them, then maybe yes.
But when we're not, just look at their feet
Or should we look
and the
at,
floor.
the person who's supposed to be talking before them?
You may look at the bodyguard if that makes you feel better.
Okay.
You will be speaking mostly to them unless the Khan decides that he wants to speak to you directly, in which case it is up to the Khan.
All right.
Any
Thanks.
other questions?
Oh, you said you wanted familiars too. Hang on. Snaps his fingers and makes Bella appear on his helmet.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Once you have all divested yourselves of all your equipment, you are
I will
led.
make sure to lock the bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, everything is placed in a container and is they promise they will care for that so that you can retrieve it on your way out. You are led by 2 guards per each of you, and 4 of the stone-armed knights. It's just a mini procession.
I'm probably
A lot of
deliberately near the
people.
back.
At the front door to the actual chambers, there are also 2 members of the Granite Nine. They greet you and introduce themselves as Kariba Skali and Chama Sabag. I will flop those.
Please just plop all of them, including the bodyguard that we're going to be speaking to.
Both of these knights are young women with short dark hair and caramel colored eyes. They've got their right arm turned to solid stone like Minfi. But the rock kind of extends beyond their shoulders to the collarbone, neck, and jawbone like an earthy rash. Which indicates they've probably been at this for a while. Okay. You are brought into the greeting chamber. It is a 60-foot wide circular room with 40-foot high ceilings. Against the north wall, there's 2 staircases that rise to a balcony 15 feet above the floor. The balcony is filled with impressive artwork of immeasurable value. There's a glass skylight 60 feet above you that bathes the room in natural light. There's a water fountain carved to look like the second Khan, Violet 2, at the center of the room. On the left and right sides, 20 feet from the fountain, are two separate seating areas. After a moment of waiting, the tall white double doors at the center of the north wall open, and a large man with a head that appears to literally be carved of rock enters. In a booming, gruff voice, the man announces, "All please kneel in the presence of His Excellency Khan Hayar, Fair 11 Harak 11." Wow, why would you do that twice? Khan of Castlegrasp, its satraps, colonies, and retainers, defender of central Omeria, watcher of the obsidian plain. And you see all of the stone arms kneel.
I mean,
Ew.
as soon as that's
I
done,
basically
you
see how they're doing
Yeah,
it and
man.
do the same thing.
All
Yeah.
suit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ill up.
Finally, a man wearing a long kandora made of white silk steps through the doors. He's a handsome man with dark skin and curly dark hair peeking out from beneath his violet keffiyeh. Judging by the confidence he exudes, this is no doubt the infamous Fair 11, Khan of Castlegrasp. Standing just behind the Khan, you see two more figures. The first is an older Castlegraspian noble dressed in dark violet livery. The second is a young woman, perhaps no older than 30, with dark skin, close-cut hair, and a gold chain headpiece. Her robes are deep blue with bright red details. The stone-faced man stands and turns to you, gesturing. "Behold, Fair 11, the ones you have requested have arrived." "Thank you, Yusuf," the Khan says with a smile. He then approaches each of you, extending a hand. "Thank you for coming." And you see Yusuf looking like, "What?" Excuse me. He's just like, the Khan just walks up right up to you guys and starts like hand out.
Nala is
Yeah,
like,
it's about this.
hi,
Yeah.
and like it's like turns to Yusuf. This okay. So do I say thank you to you?
no.
Thank-
Oh.
she turns to Yusuf. Is like, can you tell him that like thank you? This is really cool. She's just like not really.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
no,
waiting
I
my
don't wanna die.
turn.
I don't want to die.
I'm just waiting my turn, and like,
Yeah, same.
so all
Yeah.
the protocol we were told about is out the window immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like she's just looking at Yusuf confused. Like
Yusuf
Yeah.
just looks like,
Also, I'm
this is a
also looking at
protocol.
Yusuf like,
The Khan actually kind of chuckles. He goes, "Let's not. I've heard much of your exploits. Come, let's sit down." And he leads you to one of the like seating areas.
okay.
I
So-
believe you already know Barik Mansouri. He has told me much of what you have done for him and his family. He is a good friend of mine, so I feel like we're already friends. You see Yusuf in the back wing, like, what the fuck?
I'd be enjoying
Or,
his
like-
looks if I wasn't terrified and confused at the same
Yeah,
time.
same.
Nala just checks. Yusuf, are we allowed to talk to his
I mean,
excellency?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, technically, yeah, you are.
he addressed us
okay.
directly.
Okay, yeah.
Wanted to make sure.
I'm sorry, Your Excellency. I just don't want to like be in prison and die.
Or offend you.
Yeah.
My guards are very strict about protocol. But don't worry, it's just us. It's just us and them, and they do what I say. Isn't that correct, Yusuf?
I really like this guy.
I like this
I'm
guy.
not even gonna. I'm just gonna like cover my mouth with my hand and chuckle a bit.
And this fair lady is Omna Whale. Or you can. She's like, O's enough. She's a good friend. She is a Mago detective from Odinburgh.
I recognize that name.
Probably.
Yeah, you just see me kind of like look at her a little bit wide-eyed. Maybe slightly starstruck.
Yeah, she's a big name.
Mhm.
And she's kind of giggling slightly at how you guys are
Everything?
acting in front, and like she seems a lot more comfortable either because she knows the Khan doesn't give a shit about the rules or is confident enough to do it, but she's just
Yes,
like lounging
all of
now
that.
in the seat and
Is
watching
this
all this.
Which one is this? There were 2 individuals with him, right?
Yeah. So Omna Whale is the female in her 30s
Okay,
The one in
Close-cropped
blue,
hair
right?
and blue and red,
and
and
blue
then
and red, yeah.
the
Gotcha.
gold.
And the other one with the Khan is Brakeman Suri, which is the father of
Oh, gotcha,
Oh,
The
yeah,
father
we
of the
know
girl
him.
that we rescued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Nadia.
Mhm.
So that's where you start clicking the fact that the Khan knows you guys exist is because he's good
Because of
friends with
him.
Mansuri, and
Mhm.
Mansuri has been
Mhm.
talking probably
Gotcha,
nonstop
gotcha.
about you guys.
How we saved his daughter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
They got our ship back. Great.
So Omna Wheel goes, "Hi, so I'm Omna Wheel of Audenburg. You can call me O. Most folks do. It's easier, right? Anyways, I'm told that you know the location of a powerful artifact." And Burry kind of trying to quiet her, and she kind of glares at him. "So what? Why all the unnecessary pomp and circumstance? This book is very important. We must find it immediately." She turns back to you. "So where is it?"
The book?
I feel like everybody knows about this book.
Us.
Okay. Yeah. Well, um,
We
So-
don't know.
yeah. Mega had it, gave it to
His first mate, right?
his first person, yeah.
And then we were
They
trying to hunt
promptly
Mega.
vanished.
Yeah. Yeah, Mega was trying to get to them, and then the bird person came, and we really tried. I almost had him.
You were really close. It was awesome. And terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than a little terrifying.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I either went after them or the ship went into the black nothingness that is it's in that city, and it would have, like, I guess, hurt other people because because it's the ship and it has stuff. So I kind of picked, the town and the others. So I hope you don't get too upset about that.
Is that was Cola? So he went to Cola,
Yes.
Mhm.
and you said who took this man that had the book? He had the book with him at the time.
Son of a
No, he
bitch.
didn't.
No.
He knew where it was.
No, he knows where it is.
Oh,
It was
He
with
gave
his.
it to his.
It was with his first mate, Glurunk.
Yeah.
Glurunk. Okay, Glurunk. And you don't know where Glurunk is.
No, unfortunately, we lost track of him several weeks ago when we captured Megan the first time. All we know is that there's rumors of some auction taking place somewhere where it might be up for sale to the highest bidder.
I see. And you were in talk with Nakad from Haver. Namad.
Oh, yeah, him. Yeah. Yeah. Guildmaster.
Right. When was the last time you spoke to him?
The night
were-
of the attack? Yeah.
Or the day after.
Day after, yeah.
And you haven't spoken to him since?
Nope.
Because he's gone missing.
Uh.
Probably related to the fact that he is responsible for the deaths of some sages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh,
We believe that one of them managed to escape the assassination attempt at the Sparkling Outlook.
Oh.
A gnome called Valcryn Vorpos. Have you heard the name before?
The what?
Character have we?
A gnome called Valcryn Vorpos.
Have we? I kind of almost had a character feel like we have.
You did meet him in Haver. He was the one that gave you more information about the book.
Yeah, the gnome apprentice.
They were at the inn, weren't they? Or was that?
Yeah.
He was eavesdropping on us at one point.
Yeah.
And which inn was the one that we had met him last at?
The Wise Shirt, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, we did encounter him at the Wise Shirt, but at least I haven't seen him since after since the attack happened. Could be possible that he managed to get out during it or after.
And he gave you information about the book, you say?
Yeah, like what it looked like and stuff.
I have some information that I've managed to gather, though we have lost track of Vorpos as well. We know that the book is written in an ancient language that has not been read or spoken in over 1,000 years, and that no spells can decipher the language, not even comprehend languages. If anything, comprehend languages makes it harder to read.
We've heard similar tales about this book.
Maybe it's not just a language, maybe it's also a cipher.
It's possible. We believe that the book is called Prime, a long-lost book said to imbue anyone who can understand it with unlimited power.
Oh, that's bad.
Very bad. Definitely something the wrong sort of people shouldn't be getting their hands on.
That is correct. There are many powers at play right now that want that book recovered and protected from being used. Which is why Odenberg and Castlegrasp are working together right now to find it. And since you seem to be the group that knows the most about it, it seems prudent to continue using your services.
So you said Namad's missing.
Yes.
Do you have any clues about that, or
Currently not.
we're sort of at a You know when somebody says you shouldn't mention something because it's like, ooh, but then like you're here now with like the con and like you so now it's like now of course now that I'm talking about it, you're gonna want to know, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. I I I think it's obvious I'm not good at these things. So so he said we shouldn't talk about it, so I'm gonna whisper it because maybe so he said like this there was a deal and stuff and this hula does that mean anything to you? He said it was
She kind
bad.
of gets this like dark look.
Oh, yeah. She
Yeah.
definitely knows
Oh
it.
yeah.
I'm not saying anything, but she definitely knows it.
Something about like he
I'm
had
not
to
going
get
to repeat the actual name because that might not
Be wise.
be wise.
Sorry about that.
That is troubling. You're saying Namad worked for that person.
And he said I gotta get the book back because that guy is like majorly upset, and then if I don't get the book, then maybe that's why he's missing because he said he's in danger because of that. And you have a lovely cat.
Oh, they roam around the palace.
Yeah.
If one comes over, can I pet them?
Yes,
Okay.
if they
Oh.
let you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's. He was all like, you can't tell people, but it's been a while, and now he's missing. So, and you're the Khan, and so I figured now would be, yeah.
If this person is looking for the book, then we are more pressed for time to find it than I thought. I suggest you all track down the sage Valcryn Vorpos. If you saw him in Haver, that may be a good place to start your search. Where I believe that, considering what he knew of the book, he is in danger as well of being taken by the other forces. And if what you say is true, it is likely that Mega has been taken to him as well.
Oh, okay.
We will give you a boat. We'll charter a boat to go to Haver so that you can get there in a day. Find out what you can of Valcryn Vorpos, track him down, make sure he is safe, and bring him back. I will be in touch.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
The person whose name I'm not going to repeat because you don't like that, who are they?
A most powerful entity who wants to reshape the world after completely destroying it.
Oh, great, one of those.
Oh gosh, really?
Joy. Joy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much work it would be to do that? It's a lot of work.
Lots.
Would be much easier if you had a book that gives you unlimited power.
Why is there a book
Yeah.
that gives unlimited power in the first place?
Maybe it's
If only.
false advertising.
I don't think we can risk that.
Right. Well, I mean, like unlimited power, but then there's a cost, right? There's supposed to be a cost to this stuff, right?
Sometimes the cost
Sir.
is not to the person using the book, but to the
Yep.
others
Oh.
that must suffer the
Oh.
consequences.
So it's also
Yeah.
a jerk book.
Yeah.
I don't think this needs to be said, but if you do find the book, I suggest not trying to open it and read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We're not going to do that.
Honestly, if we do wind up finding it, I might try and build something to keep it locked even more.
Yes, I have heard you have penchants for creating things. That's very curious. I'm
I'd
sure
rather
Odinberg
create
would
than
love
destroy.
create your creative genius working for
Yeah,
us.
they had their chance.
Too bad, he's ours.
Interesting. Merrick, you said it was your name?
Yes.
Merrick. Okay. Well, time's wasting. We need to find Valcryn Vorpos before someone else does. So I suggest you get your things ready to depart so that you may leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
How do we get in touch? Like when we come back, do we just
I will get in touch with you, don't worry.
Okay.
awesome?
Okay.
Can I have one of the candies in the bowl?
There's candies? Are they any good?
The Khan kind of laughs and just nods, waves a hand towards them.
Thank
They're
you.
not just decoration.
I grab one as well and say thank you and try it.
Yep,
How
me too.
good are they? Do they...
Oh,
They're the Khan's candies.
Listen,
Yeah.
I still have to ask.
But if they weren't good, then I'd be worried.
Now River wants to figure out how to make these herself.
Well, I didn't actually eat mine. So maybe we can come to an agreement.
You have a cook who has very sparkly eyes right now.
Oh, I know, and that's precisely why I took it and didn't eat it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're probably something like Turkish delights.
Oh my god!
Yeah, River's gonna figure out how to make these.
When you do, I want to be the taste tester. Got it?
I mean, the party is her taste tester for any meal she makes.
Oh,
That's
yes.
true. Good or bad.
Hasn't more good than bad.
Yeah, but she's still learning how to make healing candies, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, the last batch tasted a little bit sour.
You're telling me you don't like sour?
Oh, I do. I'm not complaining about that.
Anyways, thank you for your time. We'll head out now.
Yeah.
Thank
Gotta
you
go.
so much.
Vote.
I'm just going to rise from where I was seated and like give the deepest bow that I'm able to without falling over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Ow.
start to rise, and someone like you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you wait until the Khan rises first, and then the others rise.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Is it a flesh arm or a stone arm?
It's a stone arm.
I'm just looking at it.
Luckily, these guys seem to understand we're not trying to be rude. We just don't know
Yeah.
the rules.
You're escorted out back to your things. You take another like 20, 30 minutes packing up all your things back.
Oh, the
Yep.
first thing that I do is I take off the untricked out arm and I put on the new one, and then I'm just like fidgeting with it and like.
Nala just puts back her darts and puts her staff on. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I have my bag with all my cooking stuff. I have my rapier, and I have a dagger.
It's just Nala watching everyone else grab everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Victor's got a notebook with like just a diagram of every pocket of the coat. Just okay, cross-referencing everything,
How
triple checking
come that
everything.
jingle when you move?
Padded,
padded.
very insulated.
Oh.
A little warm at times, but
Yeah, especially
honestly,
in Castlegrasp.
I mean, if you
Wait,
make
is
it with
that
the
your
right
armor?
material.
no, he's got. Let's see, what kind of armor do I have?
I thought you had studded leather.
Yeah, I've got your armor. Yeah, I've got your studded leather.
So you're wearing
You
studded
have-
leather and then a very, very padded, covered in secret weapons jacket. How do you survive the desert?
Oh, it's because of all the secret weapons.
I mean,
I
you
mean
know,
the heat, not the things in the desert.
yeah, I'm just gonna like look at Victor and kind of poke. I could probably make something that could work as a coolant.
You just need a jacket with like, you know how, Merrick, would you be able to make a jacket like your backpack where all the pockets just have enough space for one or two things?
I mean, maybe eventually, but
I don't know. I think
this is
Victor's
made
coat,
with magic.
I think Victor's coat is Victor's coat.
I mean,
I don't think
it's not magic. It's just very, very well organized.
I'll think about making you a self-cooling unit for it. I could probably
Well-
do that in little parts that you could just sew into it.
Well, I've got something already. Maybe you could play around with this. He'll hand him like a fan, like a one of those fans you unfurl, and basically it mutters a word out. Once we're outside, it casts gusts.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Use this
Yeah.
from time to time.
okay. Just
That's fashionable.
I will borrow
goes
that
with your
when we
coat.
have time. I've still got those boots to redo,
Wow.
probably
Right.
4 more times.
You are, what's the phrase? Really put together.
Dapper.
Well, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Oh, dapper's a good one. Yeah,
Mhm.
I forgot that word. Anyway, to the boat. No, I was really happy about boat.
Boat.
It'll be fine, River. Isn't it?
I understand it's different than home, but I don't like being on the water.
Hey, is that your
You'll
name's?
get used to it.
Wait, your name's River, and you don't like being on water. Is that
Irony.
irony?
It is.
Is that? I don't know. I get confused.
I mean, my full name
Someone-
is River of Twilight, actually. So,
Oh, so like a river of stars sort of
Mhm.
river.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wrong river. Not irony.
Yeah, you gotta look up, not down.
Got it.
All right. You pack all your things, ready for another journey, and go to the docks where you find a ship waiting for you.
I
And you
imagine it's a nice
sail.
ship. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a small ship. Like it's just a small charter boat. But yeah,
Shit.
it was arranged by people with a lot of money, so
I wanted to
it's
get
like
O's
it's
autograph.
small. It's also like a yacht. Like
Yeah.
it's the equivalent, the boat equivalent of a private jet. And yeah, it takes you about a day to get there, so you spend the night on the ship. But the next morning you arrive in Haver, the city where everything began.
Home.
Not the city where everything will end.
Hopefully.
Hopefully end in a good way.
I'll just put you on this one because I believe for Haver we just have a
Normie map.
handout map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was not much needed for this one. Okay, so you have the day ahead of you.
Since this is Nala's home, would she have, she would know a good place to start.
Well, you were told and you knew that the last place that Valcryn had been seen was at the Wise Shirt. He was staying there.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows where he went afterwards, it would probably be the people that work there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We may also want to look back at the lighthouse, see what state that's in.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head to the tavern, and it is like nothing has happened here. Just your regular old Wise Shirt, Bezkas chatting, drinking at the bar, tending to it by, drinking. But that's what bartenders do, right? They tend to the
No.
drinks and
No,
Mm-mm.
they don't drink their profits.
no, it's fine. There's more to drink. Y'all want to drink? Hey, it's my favorite people that don't like my place as much as the dwarven place.
Yeah, the chairs are better.
It's just, well, it's just,
The right
I'm a
size.
dwarf. It's not like I don't like your place. It's just,
Nala's there.
Stronger alcohol.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, I have societal pressure, being a dwarf and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Anyway,
to
your
drink.
favorite place in town. I mean, technically, my place is outside of town, but in town, you're it.
Uh-huh. What can I
Laying
do
it on
for
a little
you?
thick there.
Drink?
Um,
Starts pouring
when,
a drink.
yeah,
No?
so we're looking
Okay
for a
then.
Yes.
gnome.
Hang on, don't be hasty.
Yeah. Wait, what? Not when we're looking for someone.
Oh, okay. Who?
Uh, gnome name of Valcryn. Last seen here.
No. Oh, wait.
Say in different
Vorpos.
Vorpos, yep.
Yep. Post.
Yeah, he was here. He was here. He stayed. He drank his he was a good drinker. He'd drink with me. But he was trying to, some odd things were bothering him. He was like he'd have nightmares and he'd awake screaming. Do you know what it's like to just wake up from a deep sleep because someone's screaming bloody murder and then you just realize that they're not nothing's happening besides that?
Actually, yeah.
It's
It's
rough.
called deep-seated trauma.
Yeah, it looked like his sanity was starting to slip.
Oh,
He kept
Ooh.
talking nonsense.
nonsense? Like what?
I don't know. It's just, ravings.
What were the most common ravings?
Something about a book and about. I kept saying the hand of the eight and the end of the world. And
Yeah, that's a lot of raving.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
Did you see what direction his raving took him?
Well, you see, about a week ago, he packed his bags and left.
Did
I
he say
did
anything?
stop him before he left, and all he told me was that he had to go north. He said he thought of something and that he had to talk with someone there, but that's all he would say. He booked passage on a ship about 5 days ago, and before he left, he did stop at the Sparkling Lookout.
Okay.
She, like, extends a hand.
Think.
Slipping some gold.
Yep.
There we go.
Ah.
Pockets it.
And then an additional gold for a drink.
Pours you a drink.
Gulp.
The ship he was on, has it returned yet?
Nah. I don't know where it was heading myself, but you can probably find out at the docks.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people.
You know a lot of
What's the
people.
ship called?
I mean, hometown.
Yeah.
What was
Oh.
the ship called again?
I don't know what ship he took. I just know he
Oh.
took a ship.
Took a ship.
Yeah.
That was
Not
5 days
dead.
ago?
Yep, 5 days ago.
Okay.
So we
Lighthouse, then the
stop by the
docks?
lighthouse and then the docks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Come back.
Probably.
All right.
I'm just after we leave, I'm just gonna look at Nala and be like, "Yeah, the alcohol at the other bar was way better."
I know, right?
I just like being able to cook in your guys' kitchen.
Yeah.
When you get to the Sparkling Outlook, the door's closed, and it does seem like there's been repairs to the area and activity inside.
Okay, is the door locked?
Yes.
I'm just gonna
Alright,
knock.
I'd like to.
Not.
You see me slowly putting back the thieves' tools that I'd started to take out.
We're here to ask questions, not to sneak in.
To each their
Um,
own.
the door is opened by a human, a young-looking human. Can I help you? Wait.
Hi.
It's like, wait, you guys are the ones that saved us.
Huh?
Aw,
Yeah.
you remember us.
Yeah.
Well, considering we nearly died that night.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Glad you're looking better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is looking good.
Well, I mean, since Master Namad went missing, it's been a bit difficult, but we're managing. Studies have gone a bit slow, but
How long ago did he go missing?
honestly, a day or two after you guys left.
Ah.
Mm.
Okay.
He was really worried. He just looked out of it, kept mentioning something Hule gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then he just teleported away. So I have no idea where he went.
Mm.
What brings you back?
We're looking for someone else who apparently came this way.
Okay.
Vorpos?
Yeah.
Oh, the younger of the sages.
Uh-huh.
Wait, is this about the book? I don't want anything to do with that book.
No, we're just trying
We're
to find
looking
him.
for him.
Okay, well, he was here 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say much, but he took one book from Namad's shelves and shoved it into his bag.
Do you know what book it was?
I don't. Hey, do. And he calls in, and another one of the um apprentices comes down and goes, "Do you remember the book that Valcryn took?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was Glyphs and Scripts by Aruxius."
Lips and Scripts. Is that a important book of any kind? Is it boring? What would you deem it in terms of importance?
It is one of the most boring tomes I've ever read. It is focused only on the practice and application of first level illusory script spell. The author, Aruxius, is this stodgy old mage from Odenburg who taught enchantment and illusion courses at Pexia, Institute of the Arcane. It's said that he was a Denevract, a descendant of the striped conjurers of Carmethia. Those are the same ones responsible for destroying Hearth.
Mm.
Is it about creating illusions or breaking them?
Yeah, no, creating illusory script, like illusion writing.
What about deciphering illusionary writing?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Huh.
Would Victor know the name of that book at all?
It's possible you've heard of it, but because it's a boring text about illusion magic, it's you wouldn't recall necessarily more than the information you've been given.
Yeah.
Now that he's hearing us has to talk about information about illusionary ciphers and whatnot, his ears are pricking up a little bit at that.
Yeah, no, Merrick is like,
So did he mention where it was going? Or
No, no, he didn't. You might have better luck at the docks.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're headed there next.
Well, good
What
luck.
state
Thanks.
was he in when he left?
He's kind of agitated, but there was a underlying excitement. You know that excitement you get right before you make a breakthrough in research?
Ah, shit. Yeah, I know that.
And was he talking about going to meet anybody or see anybody about this research?
He didn't say anything about that. He just came in looking for the book, grabbed the book, and left. Didn't even say bye. Thank you.
Rude.
I know. Well, it seemed kind of bad.
Still rude.
Was that the only copy that you have of that book?
Unfortunately, fortunately, I guess. It's a really boring book. Yeah, no. I mean, you might be able to find it in a good bookstore.
There's not going to be one of those around here.
No.
Well, thank you for all this info. If we find him, do you want the book back? Or do you want to pretend it never existed so you never have to read it again?
I suppose we should get the book back. It does belong to Master Namad.
But if it happens to never come back, will you complain?
Well, no, not really.
Okay.
Good.
I mean, it was
We'll
a
make
good
sure to
nighttime
lose the
book.
book
If
if
you
we
had
find
trouble falling asleep, you just read a couple pages and it would put you right out.
Just make a good tea at that point. At least the tea's enjoyable.
Or make yourself a white noise box. Play the rain, that kind of thing.
And how do you describe it? It might just be better to ask someone to smack you unconscious.
Maybe that's why Vorpos needed the book. He needed something to fall asleep to.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, thanks for everything.
Yeah.
Glad you're doing better.
Yeah. Hopefully, things stay better.
They will be. Bye. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Me too.
To the docks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the docks, there's only one sailing ship. And it is the one that belongs to Darrett Bumley Onyxbrow.
Oh, the drunkard?
And Nala knows exactly what to bring him.
Wait, hold on. I might have some bourbon.
Alright, so you go to his ship, and he's already halfway through a second bottle, it seems, of Ella Ufi's Sweet Fruit Red. You got red nose just hanging out on the deck of his ship.
Hello.
Hey.
What are you young whippersnappers doing back here again?
Yeah, we need to know about a boat that left 5 days ago.
Wow, not even a hi, and you're already asking me questions, huh?
I said hello.
I said
Thank
hi.
you very much.
I'm just gonna pull out a bottle of bourbon and
we came
boom.
with gifts. Hey, I said hi. Yeah, okay. I'll say hi again. And then here's a gift. And then
No, that's how you say hi to the dwarf when he grabs the bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
Opens it, starts drinking. So, you said you were looking for someone?
yeah, boat left 5 days ago.
Had a gnome on it.
Oh, that would have been mine.
Oh,
Oh yeah?
where'd it go?
That gnome, crazy gnome,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Board
that's it.
post. Yeah.
Yep.
talking to himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I took him to Orbea, the home of the Craigs. And then I came back.
Or how do you spell that?
It's on the Orbea. Yeah, it's north of
For 15
What was
gold each, I'll bring you all there too.
It's a good offer. Did he say why he was going to Orbea?
Probably
I
not.
wasn't very much talkative. I mean, he was just reading some book all the time. Oh, way there. Just reading a book. Dozed off quite a few times. Must have been a really boring book.
Yeah, I've heard it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Did he have
guys.
nightmares?
He did wake me up on the second night to a scream. It nearly hit my head on the roof. Troubled fellow. You guys aren't
Yeah.
gonna scream if we go traveling for...
Nah,
It's 2.5 days to get there.
that's fine.
Only
so you
something
just got
really
back then.
crazy happens.
Yeah, I just got back, but I'll do it for enough gold. What else am I gonna
Question, the
do?
ship we came on, is it still here?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Nah, that fancy ship left as soon as you guys got off.
Oh, those
It was only our ride here.
assholes.
Oh,
It was our ride
skirts.
here. It wasn't.
Sounds about
It
right.
wasn't a charter for us.
Yeah.
Still, 15 gold sounds like a little too much if it's per person.
Well, you can walk there.
I can
I'll
give you
pull
a
out
bit of
a
a trade
second bottle of
instead.
bourbon.
Trade.
Well, someone here's offering you booze, But if you want good booze, you need good food to go with it. So I can cook the meals while we're on the ship. I'm a
Yeah,
real
but you
good
know
cook.
how much food and booze I can get?
Do you know how good my food is? Did you ever go over to
With
Nala's?
75 gold.
Do you know how? Did you ever go to the tavern when Nala's tavern while I was there cooking?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good stuff. Really,
I've gotten
really.
better.
It's her.
Look, I'm just interested in the booze. I'll give you a discount for food.
How much?
Excuse me. 60 gold.
What do you guys say?
That seems
That-
fair, especially if this is the only
Yeah.
boat currently here.
I think at that
was gonna
point
say,
it's
are we
not
getting-
fair, it's the only option.
Yeah. Though, yeah. And
Are
I'll,
we getting dropped off and then he's leaving us there though? And then we don't have a ride back? Or is he gonna stay and we're gonna give him another 60 gold to bring us back?
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, I'd
Without
like them to
food.
stay for at least a day. I'd like them to stay for at least a day.
I mean, we're probably gonna have to, because we're gonna try and find Vorpos.
Might be longer than a day.
yeah.
I mean, technically, we could. We don't need to have a return trip if we
Yeah.
have to. We could just hoof it.
Yes.
It's not
Well-
like it's an island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we
but
also don't know.
I
it'd
mean,
be
I'll
about
be
week
there for a
traveling.
day at least. I have
Okay.
to spend the gold on booze.
Fair enough.
Fair, yeah, sure.
Definitely fair, yeah.
Alright. Works for me.
Yeah, you would know it's 4 days on foot.
Yeah, we're 5 days behind. We need to
Yeah.
go quicker.
Go.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys get 2.5 days of downtime on a boat with the
Can I make a
drunk.
second prototype?
Nala
Uh,
is helping sail the boat.
That probably helps with the smoothness of the journey.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I
Yeah.
was just picturing
So
the guy.
this guy is just like his blood is probably 90% alcohol at this point.
Yeah.
He's used to
Nala,
it.
yeah. Nala's a sailor,
Mhm.
so she knows what to do.
It's kind of like, you know, those old people who've had spice all their life and just they'll eat ghost peppers and it's like, this is supposed to be spicy, and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa was one of those. I swear he did not have any
buds.
sense of taste left.
I mean, it's what happens. You just burn
He
it all
he
off.
would have chili for like dinner, and he'd just like chew on the actual chili between each mouthful. And I was like, Grandpa, how?
Yeah.
Anyways, you get to Orbea. You want to try again with your
Uh-huh.
little creation. It's gonna be difficult on the boat. You don't have like a proper workstation or anything. You're kind of working on the deck
Yeah.
with what you have on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Since you had a kind of sort of prototype, that does help, but it's still going to be a straight roll.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that. And still
Okay.
intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, River. Do you want to give me a little bit of inspiration?
I hand him some fresh made food and say, eat this, and then you'll be so inspired to succeed.
D6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1d6. Instead of moon shoes.
Another 13.
I
Do you
mean,
get
though.
seasick?
Yeah.
I'm starting to
No.
think you have an issue with the ocean.
No,
At least
it's
when you're
just.
tinkering and trying to focus on things, like, you look a little green.
Oh, you know what? Hey, Car. Oh no, never mind. It's new month.
Yeah, no. You
Hey, wait. Do
can't.
we have? This is the one that we had the inspiration, right?
No.
Damn.
You're thinking of tyranny.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, the blueprints are coming along. You think it
Which is
might work,
fine.
but you know, it's still gonna require some work. There's a couple of things that are like how to get them to work, but at the same time not overbalance. You feel like their current model might make Mimphy trip at the end of her movement, and that's not ideal. Being prone on the battlefield is not good.
Yeah.
Considering I have no dexterity to begin with. -2. That would not be good.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll get there eventually. All right.
Mhm.
So, as you're arriving to Kekrab Bay, you see, framed by the golden majesty of the basilisk spine mountains, the expansive canyons, jagged plateau, and bizarre natural rock formations known as the Maze of Orbea that slides into view. At the highest part of the town, the east end, 7 200-foot tall airship docks stand. 3 blimps bearing the red and blue banners of Odenburg are parked there.
Shit.
Going west, the main roads and highways that enter the city either climb over its crevasses with expertly engineered bridges or descend into its depths via smooth wooden ramps. Odd gray and green buildings with curved crimson roofs decorate the plateaus and cliffs that surround most of the town. Within the maze itself, the raging Ziri River thunders through the center of the city before it crashes into the Kekrab Bay below. In addition to the Dinzer blimps overhead, sailing craft from all over the Wasavian coast tread into the docks via the Omerian Ocean. You see banners from all over Aruketa, Castlegrasp, Odenburg, and even distant Merktown to the north. The roads in and out are cluttered with caravans, riders, and wagons coming and going north, south, and east. This is a very busy city. And there we have the general map.
Are any of us from here? Been here?
I don't think
Victor?
anyone's from
I mean,
Orbea.
I might
No.
have been here on my way to Haver.
Yeah, I might have traveled
But
through here
that's
just
about
because
as
I went
far.
from city to city, but
Uh huh. But that's
Yeah.
just probably about as far as I got.
One thing that you would all know is that this is the city of the Krig. The Krigs are a bug-like race.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they were one of the options you had for making characters.
Mm-hmm.
They were. No, thank you.
For some reason, no one wanted a bug person.
Not gonna make a character unless I can draw him.
What? Yeah, so the Krig look almost like huge anthropomorphic ants. And they apparently possibly have a hive mind, maybe not. It's, you've heard tales that they do have a hive mind. And they have a progenitor deity called the matriarch.
I was gonna ask, have I heard of this deity at all, or not so much?
She's not technically, well, you assume she's not actually a deity, but she's worshipped as one, especially by the Krig.
Um,
No one's ever seen her because it is said that she is like underneath the maze and
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't come up for anything. Krigs are considered asexual. They don't have like male or female
You mean agender?
No. Well, both. They just don't have an actual sex.
They just are.
Yeah. There is a lot of people that are, you know, not as friendly to them that tend to refer to them as it because of that.
Rude.
They don't like that.
No. Karu, are they craftsmen?
They can be.
Mm-hmm.
They're fairly intelligent. And they have extra arms, so they have lots of arms for doing stuff.
Is there a branch of the guild here?
In Orbea, yes.
Okay.
This will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one big problem with Orbea is that it is literally a maze.
Oh,
So if you know where you're going, you can get lost really easily. And when asked, your friend Onyx Brow mentions that Vorpos got off the boat at the docks and seemed to know where he was going because he like went right into the maze.
All right. All right. We
I'm
have
kind
no
of
leads
curious
from
about
here.
that book.
Yeah.
Because that was a very, very specific thing. And if it was something about illusory script, it almost makes me wonder if there's something more to that book.
So we need to find someone who knows a little bit about stuff. Like,
Or even just, hey, did you about say it would have been what 5? No, 3 days ago at this point because he left. No,
2.5.
still 5 days ago at this point because it took us 2 days to get here. Anyways, what if we just maybe went to an inn or something somewhere where people need to go to sleep and be like, hey, did you see this weird guy who talked to himself a lot? Because people remember weird stuff like that.
True. We might have trouble even finding an inn though.
yeah.
I feel like we need a friend. We need a guide.
Yeah. So none of us know anybody here.
Nope.
Nope.
I mean,
This
Hey,
place
there's
there's
is.
a
friends, though.
there's a branch
We're
of the guild
friendly.
here, so we
Oh.
could at least go there and see,
Oh.
check in.
Oh, yeah.
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 They're
But,
likely to have maps for sale, but don't be surprised if they're a bit pricey.
It's better than nothing.
Would I know if the tip of the spear has any offices or branches here?
Probably. Questions where? You guys are starting from the docks.
Yep.
The area around the docks is called the Salt Ward. It's mainly just docks and warehouses. The militia barracks are near it. There is from that area, because that's one of the lower areas of the city, there is a staircase that climbs 500 feet up to a tower in what on the map is area 7. Then there's others that lead to the other areas from there.
I say we start at this guild place.
All right.
You know, do we know where it is? Can we get there?
Does no one
Ruth?
know?
I mean, if I had been in here in passing, that probably would have been one of the places I actually learned.
Yeah,
where it
you're
was.
talking about the Tinkers Guild,
The
the Crafters
Craftsman
Guild, or
Guild. Mhm.
the Craftsman Guild. Okay.
I'm technically a guild craftsman.
Yeah. Okay. You would know where that is. It
Okay.
is likely located near the the marketplace.
Mhm.
But you could probably lead the group from the docks there without getting lost, at least.
Cool.
And you want to go to the guild to ask in the guild if they've seen anything about him?
Or at least,
I mean,
hey, where's an inn?
Or
maybe
like,
a
yeah,
map.
Like
get a map.
map.
Maybe ask.
Because, like I said, you probably can get a map in the guild.
Okay.
It might be pricey for people who aren't guild members, but
But you are.
I am.
Yeah. Maybe if they've seen anything, and then also like, where would magic people go? Like, is there, like, is there a school, library?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, there's places.
Yeah,
Like
I'd like
a
to
well-known.
I'd like to see a bookstore where I can buy that book. As
Yeah.
boring as it is, there's got to be something about it.
Okay. All right. So you will head that way, and I think we're gonna go on a break while you figure things out.
Okay. We will be back. And she starts sneezing every time she uses it. Mm-hmm. I'm ready. I'm just eating, so my cam's going to be off, but I am good to go.
back? We are?
Now we're
Oh.
back. I hit the wrong button and went to the wrong overlay.
I was wondering. I was looking at the screen. It was like, we're back, but that looks wrong.
Yeah, no. I was like, where the heck is it on my list? And realized it scrolled down ever so slightly. So the one I was supposed to click on was off the list.
Ah.
And I was like, no, this isn't right. So we're back.
Okay. All right. We're back. We're back. Orbea, the city of mazes. You have found your way to the one place that Merrick knew was safe and, possibly a good source for leads. Acquired a map that looks probably something like the one you've got now. Except it probably has names for like the actual wards. Most of the numbers, if not all of them, are different wards of the city, the different areas. And you are probably, that was the other thing I was gonna look through. Probably in Lenoro's wall, which is 11. It is one of the largest and shortest of the natural rock formations in the Maze of Orbea, and is mostly a stopover for travelers entering from the west and north, which is why the guild decided that was a great place to put their headquarters. All of the those who hope to avoid the toll on the south side also hang a left to take their like route around the town's borders to like avoid toll fees. And for some reason that has made it so that all the areas in Lenora's Wall have names like the Go Left Inn, the Shoplifter, and the Left Arms and Armor.
Leftorium.
There is a small park that overlooks the east end of the wall, where a lot of the youth tend to gather and watch the Dinser blimps as they enter the town.
And
And
this is
then the
why
other side is you can see the churn of the river.
I don't like this place that much. Too many Dinser blimps.
So many Dinser blimps. So you have a map, and you guys mentioned that you wanted to buy a book.
Yes.
You are given the tip that there is a pretty good bookshop that you're likely to find any book you're looking for, especially this, which is kind of like an arcane related book, called The Tall Ghost. It is found in Kigzuk Ward, which is area 10 on your map.
Okay.
You're warned to be careful. That area is lower, as you can kind of see that it's lower on the map. Because of how close it is to the river, it is prone to flooding. So most of that area is, think Venice. They've got streets that are mostly waterways to kind of control the waters a bit.
Are any of the buildings on like those stilts that you'd find at like the shore?
Yeah, actually, there's two ways to go around here if you don't have a gondola. One is to walk around the narrow walkways around the waterways, or actually on the rooftops.
It is.
Because that's the
Both
safest
of
place.
those- Oh my
Yep.
god, both of those are so treacherous for my -2 dexterity.
Well,
And yeah, you're warned because Kikzuk area is ruled by a tribe of lizard folk called the Crocodile Crew. Just don't get in trouble with them. Don't make a scene, and you're good.
Are there anything? Is there anything that we could do to not get in trouble with them, or just?
Well, for starters, a lot of people who live here are like lizard folk or frog folk, so a lot of people call it, like people that don't live in there call it the demi-human town.
Firstly,
No.
Don't call
that.
it. Don't call it that.
Yeah,
Rude.
no, duh.
So don't be racist. Got it.
Yep. That's
I mean-
that's a given.
So
Yeah,
also be
Such a
polite.
such a low bar. Such a low bar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
don't cause a scene. Don't bring attention to yourself. And watch out for the mosquito bites.
Mosquito.
Oh, lots of water.
Armor up.
That
Hey, it's
just
full
makes
body.
you look ridiculous.
But yeah, that's your tip from the guild.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
So I'm guessing you
going.
head that way,
Yep,
Mhm.
we're going, and we're going on
descending
rooftops.
down to this area. It's a bit of a winding way to get there, but you eventually manage to find this out of the way bookshop. It's on the like farther end from the river, which you assume is because it's a bookshop and you don't want the bookshop to get
It's-
flooded.
Well, and also because even if not flooded, you want it to be in a drier part of it. Because
Yeah.
books plus moisture
And it's like
equals
on
bad.
a second floor of a building,
Mhm.
and also seems to be closed.
But it's... What time of day is it?
I mean, evening. It took you a day and a half to get here. It's probably like, I don't know, 3 o'clock. It should be open. But it says closed, will open when back from expedition.
Expedition?
I'm still gonna try and knock.
Okay.
Yep.
You go and knock. You're on like I'm imagining like a walkway that is above, that goes to the second level directly. You knock on the door, there's no answer. And you can hear someone like sleeping below. And then you hear a voice go, "They're not home!"
Do you know where they went?
Yeah. Yeah, Ophir said he was going to Waling Myoda. He'd be back, I don't know when. Probably depends on how his expedition goes. You look down and there's this like tiny old looking kobold woman just
She's so
broom in
cute.
hand. Why is everyone looking for him now suddenly? It's just like,
What?
you and that
Everyone?
gnome and just second people who come here
A
past
gnome?
few days.
That's
Oh.
fascinating.
Did he look like... I'm going to take out from my pack one of the sketches that I did of him way back when. This? And was he talking to
Kind of
himself?
peers up, grabs glasses again, and
Oh.
peers up again.
How far below is she right now?
Oh,
And is there a way to...
there's stairs. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you guys
scoot
are
down
on
the
like the
stairs.
second floor.
I'm gonna scoot down the stairs and be like, this?
Yeah, curious fellow. I told him we didn't know when Ophir was coming back. He asked for a place to stay, so I sent him to the Blushing Crocodile Inn.
Blushing Crocodile Inn.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Sounds like a good
Where's it at?
place.
Oh, and she starts going, you go left, then right, up the stairs, go across the 2 buildings, go down, across the canal. You won't
I'm
miss
writing it down.
It's right beside the canal.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry for bothering you.
Not a bother.
And I'll tell her to have a nice day in Draconic.
Tooey, she says. Alright, so you head to the Blushing Crocodile Inn, and you find a ramshackle hovel with like 3 very crowded shared rooms at the edge of this filth-ridden canal.
Okay.
Are you going in?
Yeah.
Okay. It is crowded with lizard folk, and behind the bar is a male lizard folk. Who just kind of like glances at you five and is like, "Hmm." There's even like a bit of a lull in the conversation as you all walk in
Is
because
it-
it's like
Is it all in Draconic?
mostly do lizard
'Cause
folks
I speak
speak?
Draconic. I
Yeah, but
just
do
answered the lady in Draconic.
Well, that was a kobold.
Double.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was a kobold.
Lizards aren't.
Kobolds no. I don't think lizard folks speak draconic. I'm double checking.
No.
I don't know. Maybe.
Common and draconic, yeah. No, they
Yeah.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
Draconic speak. Okay.
But their Draconic probably is more of like a lazy draw, like a Southerner's draw, almost.
Mm-hmm. Got a
Or-
lot of K's in there. Which for us is
And-
K, for them it's just like a sound.
Are we the only like non-lizard folk in the,
Oh
in
yeah,
the place?
absolutely.
Pretty much. I mean, there's a couple of like kobolds and like maybe an orc or two.
Oh boy.
Definitely no gnomes.
I like this place.
Okay.
It's pretty cozy.
Sure. Well, cozy. That's the word. Yep.
Listen,
Character.
I've been to a lot of inns. This is definitely cozy.
Anyways, hi, it's nice to meet you. We're looking for someone we were told was coming this way. A gnome.
Picture out.
Yeah.
Nope.
Insight. I don't believe him.
Sure.
23.
He looks
he bullshitting?
bored, and he seems to have no reason to lie to you. You think I wouldn't
I'll
remember if some gnome comes in here? I'll
I mean-
remember you guys next time someone comes asking.
Sure enough. We're very memorable. Have you heard anyone talking about a gnome around this area in the last 5 days?
Besides the one across the street now.
There's a gnome across the street?
You mean the vendor? And I'm just gonna turn around and look outside.
Yeah, that one.
I'm just gonna pop my head back in. Well, thank you in Draconic, and then zoop.
I'm gonna slide 5 gold over him too and said, just in case anyone asks about people who look like us, we weren't here.
Kind of slides the 5 gold, looks down at it. Sure. What 5 people?
Pleasure not meeting you. I'll walk out.
Thanks again. I say in Draconic as well, and I rush after Merrick.
I
No,
don't
no
see him
draconic.
draconic.
Yeah.
Nala's just scratching her head like, and does like a lot of. Oh, it just went on. I'll leave. Have a good day.
Don't worry, I didn't understand it either.
Huh.
Alright, so outside you actually see that the 2 gnomes have already made their way over to a small cart that says authentic gnomish cuisine. And
Yeah,
there's a female gnome behind the stall. And
Oh,
she's
I'm
like,
already
"Hi,
poking it.
how nice seeing some more gnomes down here. You here for some taste of home?
Yes. Absolutely.
I can suggest some kebabs. They're good."
Ooh.
This is so relevant.
Yes. I'll take 3.
3?
Hey.
Yep, right up.
How do they
That'll
smell
be-
and look?
They smell slightly spicy.
All right. You know what? Make it 4.
It doesn't look like they have any meat in them. They're like vegetable kebabs.
Huh.
I glare at Merrick and I order 4 as well.
I've never tried this before. What makes this gnomish cuisine?
Well, it's the way it's made. Not to
Seasonings,
mention the
too.
spice.
Mhm.
The spices. The spice blend is a secret gnomish.
You have to marry into it.
But yep.
I'm gonna try
Wow,
it.
I didn't know like all gnomes have. I you've
Well,
all like
it
agreed to it.
varies from family to family. Some are different.
Oh
But
yes,
we actually
some add things to it, you know.
Isn't
we
that the
actually
point of cooking?
Oh,
we
Oh,
actually
yes.
also use a blend of seasonings in our alcohol as well.
You're the second customers in a week that have come down here and bought my vegetable kebabs.
Oh,
Mm,
Second one. Who was
absolutely,
first?
already on the second kebab. Like halfway through it.
It was another gnome fellow. He was looking around here. He kind of came up to the blushing crocodile there, and he was looking a bit green. He didn't like the look of it for some reason.
Victor will sort of tip his hat of disguise and use it to put on a likeness of Valcryn. Do you look like this person?
Yeah, yeah.
You're a
When he
little bit.
saw me, he asked me if I knew, a better inn that was worth staying at. Well, I told him to look on the in Yakut Heights. Lots of great places there.
where's that? We're new.
Uh, Yakut Heights is 9 on the map, so past the other place that you guys were on.
Back to the center of town.
Okay.
How long does it take to get used to the layout of this place?
Depends on how much traveling you do around the place.
Hmm.
I travel a lot because, moving stall and all, and I get more sales up on Yakut, but I know I have some people down here
I can
who
see
like it
why.
too, so
These
I
are
come.
really good.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Well, I had no doubt. I still have to try them. I'm a cook. I have to try all kinds of food.
No.
Are those? Oh my God! Are those rebuke salsa pastries?
Yeah, you want some? I can put
Yes.
them. You
Yes.
brings the box out and starts
Do you?
piling them up.
Oh my God!
By the
Do
name,
you have
name's Spidira.
Merrick?
Nice to meet you. I'm River.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Spidira.
God, Kaharu, I hope you know that Merrick is the happiest he's been since he's gotten in this sector right now. And he's likely.
She fills like a box full of like treats and stuff. And by the way, before you go off, you should probably know this. Your friend was being followed by some tall fellow in a dark cloak.
Oh
I didn't
boy.
get a good look at him, but I didn't get the impression that he was friendly either.
Thank
You
you for
look
letting us know.
anything. I look around and see if there's anybody like nearby that's kind of watching us, and if not, I'll say, "Did he look anything like this?" And I'll adjust the hat and make a somewhat resemblance of the blackbird.
That's scary. I would remember that.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
scary.
but ditch that disguise. Because even having that disguise feels creepy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, but to know that's not
to be
that
fair, we
person.
would have seen birds around if he was around.
True.
And
Well,
probably
if you're
Other
heading
signs.
if you're heading to Yakut Heights from here, you might want to take the Teal Alley. That's a tunnel that goes through the plateau and goes right up to where you want to go.
Wait, why did no one tell us that existed when we came this way?
We're new.
Well, it depends how friendly you are.
We got the info from
We're so
his
friendly.
guild! Who did you smack?
Listen, that would have cost an additional 10 gold. I didn't want to spend that much on it.
Thank you so much for this information and also this really good food. It's amazing.
Find me whenever you come back to Omeria. I'll have more of it.
Do you have any spiced ale?
Nah, not here.
Do you know where we can get it?
Well, if you're heading for Yakut, you'll find anything there. Lots of inns and taverns. There's there you can get some like gnomish.
Southern Valley Spice Ale?
Yep.
And seasoned rum.
Wait, that means there's a lot of different kinds of food there. Let's go!
So she gives you pretty good directions, and you find out that this teal alley is more of like a series of winding staircases than an alley, and it connects to various passages, tunnels, and hideways throughout the plateau. There are easy to follow signs that lead up to the surface exit. But it seems like it's really easy to get lost down here if you leave the main road. As you're traveling through this area, following Spidira's directions, a human suddenly kind of like tugs on Victor's coat. Hey, you! You look like the studious type. You want to buy a book? Just 10 gold. 10 gold. Brand new. Still got that smell. The one. Take a look. And he like shows you a book. And you can see the title says Glyphs and Scripts by Eruxius.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's looked fascinating. I've been looking for a book very similar to this. How'd you happen to come across this, if I can ask you?
Well, I can't tell my sources, but if you're interested, it's just 10 gold. 10 gold, and you can take the book.
It would be interesting, but would you mind if I take a quick peruse through it?
Well, how do I know you're not just going to run off with it?
I won't let him run off with it, and I'll take out my greatsword.
She'll vouch for me.
That's a nice arm you have there, lady. Fine. He lets you take the book.
Right. I'll start flipping through it.
I'd like to look at this guy really closely while he's doing that.
Yeah, same, actually.
Give me some insight checks.
Sure.
Insight
well, I'm reading the
check?
book, so.
Zio, you're muted.
This guy who came up to a group and then realizes, oh shit, there's a stone arm.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God somebody has a better insight roll than me.
I mean, it's not too hard to tell this guy is a thief. That
Sure.
definitely stole this book.
Is he in a black cloak? Or a dark cloak?
I mean, he's wearing like ratty clothing. He's probably got a cloak. It's not gray though.
I'm sorry, my good sir. It's a little dark in this alley. Let me provide a little more illumination. I'm going to cast Follow Light, and I'm going to try to locate the nearest copy of Glyphs and Secrets, just in case this isn't the real book.
Okay.
I'm probably wasting this, but fine. Just in case
The
it's
book in your
counterfeit or
hand
something.
is the only. Yeah, that is the book.
Okay. All right.
Listen,
Well.
I don't want any problems. I just want the 10 gold, and you can take the book.
All right. Well, it's just a weird coincidence that I came to this city in part looking for a book just like this one, and I happened to run across you. Folks in my line of work don't just think that's a coincidence.
Hey,
after
hey
all.
Victor, can I see the book for a minute?
Whistles.
Of course.
He gives out a whistle, and from the shadows, 3 bigger guys appear, weapons drawn.
All right.
Oh, so you're in that
Quick
line of work.
armor.
You
All
don't
right.
want to do this.
10, just 10 gold.
It's just
And
Armor
gold.
out.
10 guard. 10 gold.
I
Book.
promise.
How
Then
about
go
you
to
don't?
take the book, or we have
Just-
a problem.
Just
Actually, you
10
would.
gold.
How about
Now let's
20?
stick-
How about 20 gold, and you tell us where you got this?
Oh, I think I know where.
Fine. Pay up
Here.
first.
Here you go.
Counts out the 20 gold, hands it to one of his buddies. Got it. We jumped a gnome fellow. Guy was traveling alone. Was an easy mark. took his gold, took his book.
When was
And
this?
what'd you do with him?
He ran off. We have no interest in killing anyone. That's more trouble than it's worth.
Did you take anything else of his? Not judging.
Just his coin and his book. We already used the coin, so now we're getting rid of the book.
I'm gonna look on the inside of the book. Does it have like the stamp of the other books from that library?
Yes.
Or, yep. Cool.
We didn't kill
I'll-
him. He ran off to the top of the heights. That's all we know.
How long ago was this?
2 days ago.
Well,
you
Just
seen
gonna
him
raise
since?
the book.
Nah.
well, that's a problem. You see, he's someone who has some very important people looking for him, and people I'm sure would be very grateful to know just what became of him, and would be probably upset if they heard that he happened to meet a bad fate here in this city. We've made one business arrangement. How about another? I've got another 20 gold for you, if you'll help us find him. We've been running around this city for what feels like weeks trying to find this little fellow, and we've been running into walls seemingly everywhere we go, and finding people say, no, he's on the other side of the city, no, he's on the other side of the city. Some extra eyes would help make the search go a little faster, I think.
I guess we could put the word out. We realize that means more people will know someone's looking for him.
Discreetly, of course.
Of course.
Now I like to insight check him.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Shady dealings.
There you go.
You're good at
There we
them.
go.
He's wary, but he's interested in the gold. But from what you can tell, these guys are like your generic
thugs.
bandits that, like, he looks like he's hooked on some kind of drug or other and has probably been going through whatever money they steal pretty fast, which means they don't have that many connections besides maybe drug dealers. But
Not to mention, they're gonna forget what he probably don't even remember what he looks like. And even if you show him, he's gonna forget it pretty damn quick.
yeah, the other thing you realize from your insight check is that you're probably never going to find these guys again.
Because I haven't told them how the hell they'll find us.
Yeah.
But I assume I can make some kind of arrangement. We haven't even found a place to stay. Tell you what, if you do find him, leave word at the guild hall, and that my friend here is an associate of. We'll be checking back in there.
I'm just gonna
Crafts
kind of. Yep.
Fancy place. Sure.
I look forward to hearing what you find. Good luck to you.
Okay. You're still giving him the gold and everything? Okay.
Yeah.
He'll take the gold. He calls off his brother. And they kind of like melt into the darkness of...
You realize you're never gonna see them again?
I'm holding out some hope. Searcher's rule number 16. It's never a bad idea to network and build your own connections.
Yeah, I don't think he'll remember you.
I'm just gonna say, as those guys meld into the shadows, River's still watching them. She has dark vision 120. She's just like, I can still see you. You're not being stealthy. No, I can still see you. Oh, a little more. Oh, a little more.
I mean, to be fair, these are like tunnels with stairs that go everywhere, so like you'll lose them around a corner more than...
Yeah, but she was absolutely taunting them as they disappear to what they usually expect people to see at. And she's just like, hi.
Alright, so you eventually make it up to the top and welcome the light of day, even though the day is dying. You quickly find out that there are 4 inns on Yakut Heights: the Sleeping Bride, the Anxious Rhinoceros, the Deep Dandelion, and Moja's.
Did you give him an actual inn by name?
She just told him there was a lot of inns in
Okay.
Yakut Heights to choose from.
Do we split up?
Which one is the closest to us? Because this guy got out from this area, got robbed. He would have gone into the first goddamn inn he could see.
I mean, he didn't have, well, no. I was going to say he didn't have gold, but if it only happened 2 days ago, he would have been here for a couple days before that.
I'm just saying, if you get robbed and you get out, you're gonna go for the safest place as quickly as possible, just in case those guys decide, hey, you didn't have enough gold and we're gonna kill you, or something like that. You never know what these guys are thinking. So wouldn't you go for the closest safe space?
Place to start.
Either that or we ask which one is known for the best gnome food.
I mean,
those are my two
Also,
suggestions.
if there was one that was run by a gnome, that'd probably be.
Those are
I'm with
my-
River. He probably wouldn't. So let's just. Victor will start heading towards the nearest one.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, River,
So
taste one of these.
the nearest one is Moja's.
This is good.
Really spicy, right?
And it looks like Moja's is not just an inn, but it also has a casino.
Whoop.
Why do
So
I have
you
a
go
feeling
inside.
it would cost a lot more gold to get info from this place?
Probably.
Eh. Let's go in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go in. There's a person behind the counter. You get you a drink. Or are you looking for a table?
Uh-oh.
Possibly the first, not the second at this point. And we kind of have a question for you.
Yes?
Merrick, show the picture.
This guy come in here within the past, 5 days?
Oh yeah, the gnome. He was a bloody mess when he came in. He told me he got rolled down on Teal Alley. I felt bad for the bugger. I would have given him a room, but we were all booked up, so I recommended to him that he find one of the temples down in Azincod Ward. It's a rough section, but there's a few priests of Ustus down there. Just hope he didn't get all mixed up in their insanity.
Man.
We're new here. Which direction is that? Leave a map. Help us, please.
Whoop. Take out the map.
Right. So, with too many words is finding them.
Welcome to Midgardia, where you always see cats on cam.
Where the heck is it?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is. 17.
Oh, wow.
Across the
So it's
river.
all the way. Okay.
Really make you run around.
Hey, dude, god damn it.
Yeah, really.
A nice tour of the city, yeah.
Do we
Didn't
want to go
wonder.
straight there, or do we want to get a room and then do it in the morning?
Do we
'Cause
want
it
to
is
It's
pretty
pretty
late
late at night at this point, or
And it might not be the best idea to continue to roll around at night.
Yeah.
Also, do you have spiced ale or seasoned rum?
Yeah, sure.
Southville, if you can get it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, as he serves your drink, shortly after you left, someone wearing all gray came in asking for him. There was something strange about the man's voice, a dialect I've never heard.
Can you describe it?
I don't know. It's been. I speak to a lot of people. I just remember it being odd. Like
Was
nothing
he-
I had heard, and I've heard a lot of dialects around here.
Were there any other features about him that stood out?
Besides the fact that he was wearing all gray.
I'm guessing it with a hooded cloak.
Yeah, it's like all no colors at all, just completely gray.
I'm
Did he
just gonna
sound
pause.
like this? And River's just gonna talk in bestie for a minute. Just like, did he sound anything like this? Tone wise, blah blah blah. Like she's just trying to speak a little bit in
Besides
bestie.
your accent.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Did he wear gloves or did he touch anything while he was there?
Nah, I just came in, asked for him, and left.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I guess
I
we
feel
should
like
just
we should
continue to go and
go.
not get an inn for the night.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for this information. And I want to try a sip of that drink once you've had most of it.
Oh, here, try some now.
Okay. Not a fan of booze, but this.
See, it's about the spices.
Mm-hmm.
Southville is one of the best ones.
So the question is, it is getting late in the day, but you could probably make it to, like, he gives you directions, but it's across the river, which means taking one of the
Bridges.
bridges, get across town, and then go that way.
Yeah,
And the sun is setting.
Let's go.
We
If we need light, I can make a light, and I can see really fucking well in the dark.
Okay.
We
All
are
right,
gonna
so
have
you
to-
head off that way, and that's where we'll end the session.
There's an
Oh,
Erneticos after him?
Maybe.
Ah! What the fuck? Anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to continue this goddamn gnome hunt that's taking us all across this goddamn fucking city. Ah! Have a good night. Bye.
Good night, folks.
Bye.